Hey,
Hello!
hope everyone's having a nice afternoon.
We have ourselves a special guest.
Indeed.
I'm sure everyone here knows Foxanne, but maybe they don't. This is Roxanne of Foxy's Fishes. Maybe you need fish. Maybe you might need awesome fish. Maybe you're tired of shitty fish. You can get fish.
I
from
got tired of
Foxanne.
shitty fish
I'm
very
tired of
quickly
shitty
starting
And if
this
you're
hobby.
not tired of shitty fish, we also have plecos.
That's true. They do. They're homebred. Each fish is mailed to you with a little kiss,
Yes.
Mhm.
individually packaged with love.
Unlike Johnny, she does kiss the fish.
I mean, Johnny will send you healthy fish, but he will not love them like she does.
Yeah.
No one will love them like she does.
Well, I think people are questioning if Johnny kisses the fish before they go into the bags because we kiss them after they're in the bag.
I don't think he does
Maybe
either.
that's where we
No.
differentiate. And I also have my co-host here, Gracie. She's over back here on the chair just hanging out, waiting for me not to pay attention so she can drink out of one of the fish tanks on the table.
Perfect.
She's waiting.
Soup. Cat soup. My cats are all asleep. They are worthless.
It's siesta time for kitties.
That's right. Lately, so Schnitzel is one of the stray cats who doesn't know if he wants to stay or go. Lately, he just comes in every day to take a nap in the pet bed.
It's a good life.
That's right. It's not bad. So,
He's a free-range cat.
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Zenny
ours
says,
is 17 years old, so she doesn't do much of anything.
she's retired. She doesn't
Definitely
do
retired.
anything.
She's retired from catting.
That's right. Zenny says, I gave all of mine a little snuggle and put hearts and smiley faces on the box, so maybe it will make the postal workers happy. You gotta do what you gotta do. Zenny mailed out Hillstream loaches because she has bred 50,000 of them.
Yeah. She's done it at least twice now.
That's pretty amazing. Those are cool fish. I love Hillstream loaches.
Me
And
too.
I'm down to only one of them. I used to have like 7 or 8, and over the years, they don't live forever.
Colony.
No.
Yeah.
But I like to call them freshwater stingrays.
They are. They're cute. They're cute. The pancakes. Yeah. They're cute. I like them a lot. They're cool fish. Do you have those?
I have reticulated hillstream loaches.
Yeah, I have
the reticulatus.
Wellia lineolata. That's the one.
Or lineolata, yeah, that's what it is.
Lineolata, yeah. Do you have those, Foxanne?
I currently have the Borneo loaches, so I have the smaller version, but those Hillstreams are coming to me, so I'm so excited.
Yay! That's
Nice.
exciting.
They're as promiscuous as they are in Zen's tank. Y'all might be able to breed a good bit of them.
And you know
I'm
what?
hoping I want a million.
People will want those. They will be a popular fish. So
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No,
I think on Dan's, I'm pretty sure they're like, I don't know, 15 to 20 bucks a piece. So.
Yeah. I got mine from Marcel Wurthrich, who lives in Wisconsin. He is a breeder. And I want to say I paid like 10 or 12 bucks each. They're not cheap. So, but they're really cool fish. And, they're very easy. They're very hardy.
Yes, I've heard of this Marcel. I'll have to meet him one day.
You do. He's in Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next time I go, you and I should visit him together.
I know Jeff Kane was also saying that we can visit Marcel with him as well.
Yeah, because he's a very famous rainbow breeder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I remember the name you're talking about is Rainbowfish.
Oddly enough, I've never gotten any rainbows from him.
Speaking of rainbows, I published a short about rainbows a couple hours ago today.
You did, and those rainbows look good. They look good in person too. So
it's another song.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's pretty good. More of your songs, your AI songs.
Oh, is it a funny one?
Pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, bingo party people. What do we have?
Thing.
Should we
You know,
unbox this?
hard.
Or maybe I should just like have the box and not open it just to make everyone mad.
Just hold the box the whole time.
Just hold the box because there's no square for holding a box. I'm gonna unbox it. So I won an auction on planted tank quick auctions on Facebook, which is a good place to get rare plants. And this is from a guy named Matt Kowalczyk. And I've never bought from him before, but the cool thing is I won this auction on Saturday night, and I already got it because he's one state away. And in his profile picture, he's holding a bassoon, and he packed it with sheet music.
That's
Nice.
so cool.
I love that. I love that so much.
Now you just gotta learn to play the bassoon.
I guess.
Which, as a double reeded instrument, is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Well, what did you get?
Wow, this looks really good. This is enormous. This is Blixa albertii, and this is an enormous plant. So let's take it out. It's in excellent shape because it was hardly in the mail at all. But this requires CO2. I have grown it before. I made the mistake of growing it in this tank, and you can see it is
big.
way too tall.
Now, how long do you think it took him to grow that much? Is it like a really prolific grower, or is it slow like japonica?
It's about like japonica. I think I think this one maybe took a little while to grow. I mean, I paid a decent amount of money for it. It was not cheap.
Did you have to be in a bidding war with some other people?
Only a couple. It wasn't that bad. I'm gonna just throw it in my tank quick. So
Cool.
But I think it's a nice plant. It doesn't require super soft water. I imagine his water, unless he uses RO water, is pretty hard because he's in Illinois. But yeah, you can see it has kind of a nice red color.
Yeah, I like it. It looks like a giant japonica.
Yeah, it does indeed, and I like it because it's a grassy plant that is not invasive, which is kind of what I'm looking for like right here on my tank. You can see it's kind of a little bit imbalanced, the scape. This is a little too open. I think that'll look really good right there.
You'll put it in front of the crinum?
Yes, the crinum is in the back. So it'll be just to the side behind this clump of Anubias. So
does it grow by runners? Like, does it propagate with runners, or
it's technically a stem plant?
Really?
So what it does is like it kind of buds off on the side, little clumps that you break off, and that will root, or it will make like a big clump like that. So yeah, it's technically a stem plant. And
okay,
so
Didi was asking, is it similar to Val?
Not at all.
So
yeah, so it's not invasive like Val because it won't form runners. Yeah, there's really nothing in our tank quite like Blixa's the way they are, because they are technically stem plants, but they form clumps that they can break off and float away, which is, I guess, how they propagate, sort of. One way they would propagate. But they all require CO2. And I'm out of CO2 right now, so I'm hoping they'll be okay. I mean, it just ran out. I'll fill it this weekend. But they absolutely need CO2. Maybe if you have super low pH water, you can get away with it. But my guess is no, they really require it. And if I go without CO2 a couple weeks, all my Blixa will melt and die. So, yeah. But other than that, I don't find it to be a hard plant. But for those of you who want to try it, just know that don't waste your time if you don't have CO2. So.
Yeah, so it's one of those that like will die without it. It won't just like look sad.
No, it'll just melt. It'll just melt. Kind of like I feel like alternate theras really need CO2.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Blixa even more so. So there
That
aren't many
alternate Thera, I moved in the same tank and it got sad just because I moved it to another part of the tank. So I have to let it bounce back, but it's doing okay. Just
we have similar KH, but my GH is higher than yours because I don't have to supplement it. And I wonder if alternate Thera likes a little higher GH than you have.
I don't know. I don't put a lot in every tank, and where I'm growing it, it's even less because I've got Cory eggs hatching in there, so I'm keeping
and they like it
GH
softer.
low.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that I find alternate Thera really, really easy to grow in my water. The only thing is it needs CO2 to do well.
I have AR growing in my water. I don't use any CO2, but we have super, super low.
You do. You have super, super soft water, and that's where you can get away with it. So, like, I've seen that Fishymon, he can grow it really well, but he also has like super soft water out of the tap. But maybe it needs a little more GH. I don't know. So Tommy,
we're about 31 TDS. That's just on all that iron. So we sit about 6.97. We have no KH in our water, so it's whatever we supplement it with.
Yeah, and that makes growing plants without CO2 pretty easy.
They do pretty well, most times. I mean, I had to learn the trick with the hydrocotyl tripartita, but once I bought it locally, it seems like that did the best for me. But everything else, everything else has been fine.
Yeah, and you can get away with a lot when you have lower KH. There are only a couple things that really require CO2, but you know, if your water is perfect right out of the tap, it makes life easy. So
yeah.
So Tommy asks, so plant ID grows like a hygrophila, red under the leaves like alternate Thera, long 3-inch leaf, red stem, root growth from all nodes. Any ideas? I mean, it sounds like it could be a Blixa. Can you send Steven a picture of it? Maybe we can.
Yeah, Facebook Messenger picture. Red stem, root growth from all no. But this Blixa doesn't have nodes like that, right?
I mean, they're really, really short nodes. They're really, really short nodes. They're more like, I mean, it kind of just has like a little. It's a very short branch that has like a palm of leaves coming out of it. Is what they look like.
Yeah, I mean, if it's long, thin leaves from node, I mean, it could be like a Augustifolia. Depends on how easy it is to grow.
Yeah, Hygrophila augustifolia. That's a pretty easy plant. I've never grown it though, so I can't.
Yeah, it just it's like Corimbosa. It's one of the fairly easy to grow.
Yeah, it's so funny that high grows are either like really, really easy or really, really hard.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
I have that hygro arguea or whatever, and I'm just just watching it wither away, grow hair algae, just staying in tissue culture form.
I wonder if that one needs. Low KH.
It needs to be a better plant, is what it needs to be.
It needs to suck less. It needs to suck less.
I was trying to think if we have any hygrophilia around here, and I don't think we do. We have a lot of easy plants.
You're going to get some of the sunset hygro from Steven. That's really easy. You can even put it in with Brian's cichlids.
And it's pretty.
It is pretty.
I mean,
it is pretty.
If it takes over your tank, you might feel less good about it, but it's decent.
Yeah, how does it grow?
It's a stem.
Yeah, and if in higher light, it'll stay low and kind of creep across the ground. You can make it
grow itself all over the place like Pogo Stem and Gay Eye, does it?
No, not as bad as Gay Eye. That is a weed that I'm still ripping out of my tank.
Yeah, I mean, it will take over a tank.
It will, but not like AI. Like if you want to remove it, you'll be able to remove it.
Right. Yeah. But like, I would never put it in a CO2 tank. Let's put it that way. Yay! Zenny says she got her CO2 dialed in. Steven helped me figure out my check valve was super not working. And Claudia's like, that's awesome. Easy fix.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't the regulator.
Yeah, me too. A check valve is like, I don't know, a brass one is what, $5? I mean,
yeah,
that's great.
She because like she would turn the CO2 solenoid would open, and then the bubbles she'd have to like open the needle valve further and further every day and up the working pressure for the bubble counter to or the bubble rate to be the same. And I was like, well, there's something. It's either the diffuser. No, the diffuser's new, so I've had a check valve just kind of wither away because of CO2. That's just like the brass part of it might be fine, but the internals are just not going to hold up.
Right. And just to give everyone a tip, you don't want to use a plastic check valve for your CO2 because the CO2 will dissolve in little bits of water that are there. They'll form carbonic acid and they will eat through the plastic and eventually they'll degrade. And you always want to have a check valve because you turn your CO2 off every day and your water will siphon out of your tank and you don't want that. So that's why they make metal check valves, like steel or brass. You get them on Amazon. They're like $5. Just search for like CO2 check valve and you'll find it. So that's good news. So Ndidi says that her beautiful crinum has finally avenged her anger on me for moving her to the 125.
Oh, no.
She was huge and now a mere 10 inches. May have to get a new one. I will give it another month or two. You know, after you move a crinum, it can take 3 to 6 months for them to like stop freaking out. That's why, I mean, I get you needed to move them to a 125. That's a great place for them. They're huge plants, but put some thought into where you want your crinum to live because you never want to move it. If you're the sort of person who wants to move your plants every 5 minutes, broccoli bell.
Me, I do that a lot too.
It's true. So crinum, I mean, but you would just have to know you can't move this one. Like there it stays. I have never moved the one I have. I mean, someday if I upgrade this tank to a bigger one, I'll have to move it, but it can take another 6 months to just start back growing.
I think we've moved our crinum like twice ever. Now, just to rescape, it stayed in the same tank, but
yeah,
and it melted back just a tiny bit.
Well, that's good.
Time. It's currently they're about 6 feet in length at the moment.
Yeah, they get enormous. I mean, mine, it's like it's bigger than a bunch of celery. It's enormous, and I mean, it's my favorite plant. This is why, like, I think that you really need to have, like, I would say at least a 75 for them, preferably, you know, even bigger. 125 is great. Don't put it in your 29. Like, it's gonna get too big. So
what in the world is this?
All right, so this is from Tommy.
Yeah, let me scroll back.
I don't know. Doesn't it look like some kind of Ludwigia, maybe? I'm terrible with stems. I am terrible.
I was wondering about that. He said he thinks it's a terrestrial version. I have no clue.
I mean, Ludwigias, they grow terrestrially. They're swamp plants. They would rather grow out of the water than under the water. I don't know. I'm really sorry. I'm so bad with stem plants. It looks like a Ludwigia to me, though.
It's a new one for me.
Where did you get it, Tommy? Did you collect it somewhere?
Yeah, I'd be curious if you just got it, what it'll look like in a couple of months. Like
these are in his outdoor pond. It's just longer leaves than Ludwigia. There are lots of Ludwigias. There are hybrids of Ludwigias. I mean, and they're native to the United States. So you got them from Waterscapes Nursery in Florida. It just kind of looks like a Ludwigia to me. But there are lots of them. Okay, you got it from Father Fish. My guess is it's some kind of Ludwigia. There are lots of them.
Interesting.
Yeah. Zenny says she's got 2 crinums and a 40. Yeah, Zenny, that's way too many.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I think 1 is too many. 1 and a 40 is too many. 2 is madness. It's madness.
Maybe Father Fish knows what it is if he sent it.
You should ask him. Yeah. Me, it looks like a.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, Dee Dee says no. Don't put it in your 29. Learn that the hard way. That's for sure. It's too big. Oh. But they are my favorite plants, so they're pretty awesome, and they don't need CO2. So
I think my favorite plant at the moment is that Marsilea. I'm absolutely in love with that little plant. It's like my favorite.
And I gave you that, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And now it's in like 8, 9 tanks. You gave me a little piece, and it's all over the place.
Yay!
It's kind of like tripartita, except it's not as fussy. It'll carpet.
I like that the tripartita uses the Marsilea to hold itself to the substrate, and the Marsilea still grows underneath it just fine and bright.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It's like a friendship going on there, a companionship.
It's my favorite foreground. So this tank, the entire carpet, my shoulder's in the way here. That's not very helpful. The entire carpet is Marsilea.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you have CO2, it grows pretty quickly, but it'll get there without CO2. I mean, it grows, and it doesn't need a ton of light. It's not too invasive. Some foregrounds are really, really invasive. Doesn't get too tall. Yeah, it's a good plant. It's a good plant.
I think for like our low TDS water, like it's growing pretty darn fast. Like we haven't. Like you sent me a little clip. What was that about? Last shipment to us was maybe 6 months ago, and we have it in 8 tanks already. And I was able to take them to the swap to sell some extra. So
that's great.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, maybe with low TDS or low pH water, it grows really fast. CO2 makes it grow really fast, but it'll grow in anybody's water. I grew it when I lived in Iowa.
Everybody needs Marsilea.
It's a great plant.
Which one, Granada or Hirsuta?
I think
I always forget the difference.
I think I have them mixed. I think that Granada is the smaller one, or I can never remember, but I have them mixed. So one is larger than the other.
So Oinky asked if you had fish shredded Madagascar lace, how would you describe its recovery rate? Come on, little plant, you can do it, or this is hopeless. Or don't make me kick your ass.
A shredded Madagascar lace. Well, normally if the leaves are really bad, I would remove a majority of the bad leaves and just leave the healthy behind and let it come back. That way it can refuel itself, so you're not taking up too much.
I mean, if you have a bunch of like plecos in there, like bushy nose plecos, I would say it's hopeless, and I would move it to a tank that had no plecos because it might be shredding it. So you're going to have to separate it from the problem, from whatever fish is shredding it. It doesn't like a lot of heat. It really would prefer to be on the cooler side. So if this is a cooler tank, all the better. You live in a cooler place, so that's good. But we are getting into the hot time of the year, so it might die back no matter what you do. It will come back, but like this is not a plant I would ever suggest Steven grow because
I tried it.
You're there,
because Jenna really likes it, and I tried to make it work, but it'll grow, and then it decides that okay, I'm done, and it'll melt back, and it never comes back. It's not seasonal; it's just goes away.
Just one and done. I have a little stunted one in my pygmy Cory tank at the moment. It wasn't another tank that we forgot about. We found it in, the catch-all tank. We'll plant this later. And we found the bulb, and it was like starting to come out, but some of the leaves were raggedy. So I have it in the pygmy tank, and they like to surf on it and stick their eggs to it.
Well,
It's starting to get bigger.
I mean, they will come back, but they're a plant they would really prefer to be 72 degrees. I mean, they'll put up with more than that. They're probably not going to put up with more than, like, say, 77. So, just decide based on that, what takes you have. So, a source for Madagascar lace.
I know KJE has sold them before.
Yeah.
I haven't actively sought it out in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, they're kind of only available from people who import plants and flip them. They're not something that you can really find from people who propagate things. So, like, you can't find them usually in auctions, which is where I like to get a lot of my plants.
So Tommy said waterscapes and check Warrior Planet tanks. He has some hidden gems in there often.
I don't know those.
Nah.
Well,
I know Warrior Planet tanks. I don't know about the other one.
I've never bought from Fatherfish, so but those are from people I would imagine who are flipping plants usually, because it's not something that propagates that rapidly. Chi-Chi's Aquatic Dreams has it on occasion.
I love Chi-Chi's Aquatic Dreams.
He's a spicy meme lord. I like his memes.
Yes.
Surf City, Venmo is. I do have a Venmo. I have to, if you win the auction, email me and I'll let you know what my Venmo is. But I don't remember what my Venmo address is and all that. So.
I don't do Venmo. I don't know how, but I guess my bank has Zelle. I've never used it before.
I've set up these random payment methods for people, and I use them once, and then I don't use them anymore, or unless someone really needs. I use Venmo to pay the guy who cuts the grass. That's
okay, yeah, that's important. You don't want to mow your lawn.
And then Brooklyn Venmos me for if I do a joint order or something with her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I should get Venmo, like all the cool kids Venmo. I don't know.
It seems easy. It works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems secure.
I should probably do it.
I'm happy with PayPal. I'm sticking to that.
Yeah, I just about things, so.
Yeah.
Dee Dee says at one time I was chopping off 3 to 4 feet of the valve, but since the FX6 doesn't do as good of a job. Did I miss the first part of that?
Wait. Where did she say that?
I don't know. I'm I'm not very good at linearly following chat. I think we're talking about her crinum that was moved. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Venmo is owned by PayPal. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so why do I have to set up a new thing? That's what I don't get. I should set up.
Zendra says, y'all ever have a coffeefolius and a long side runner with 8 leaves that just snaps off on the flow, volunteers itself as tribute, starts floating around the tank, or is that bad? I've definitely had pieces of Anubias detach itself. I don't know if it did it himself or a fish bumped it apart. I don't know.
I mean, I've had it happen. I've had Anubias move around. It's not bad. It's now you have another Anubias plant. And you can give it to a friend or you can keep it. I haven't grown coffeefolia in a long, long time. Long time, maybe 15 years. So I don't really like it. I don't know.
It's large. It's a large.
Yeah,
I like the smaller ones.
Yeah, I like the smaller ones too.
I'm sure we have coffeefolia then, because we have an Anubias with the leaves that are like that.
Yeah.
And are the
yeah, are the leaves kind of slightly bulliform, kind of bumpy? That's coffeefolia.
No, this one's pretty smooth.
I've also grown, I think was it Lancifolia?
Mm-hmm.
That one has thinner leaves. I don't really like that one either. It grew fine. I mean, most Anubias, unless they're a color other than green, grow fine. If they have no chlorophyll, they don't do well. Oh, Brian says that he has a crinum in a 29 for years now, and it looks amazing. Kelly,
that's why I smiled when you said that, because I was like, yeah, that's what ours is in.
Hashtag plant police.
Plant police. If you give them, they want to get huge, like they want to get enormous.
Well, she's a big one, and she's
a big girl.
I've done wackier things. I had a sword plant in a 10-gallon before.
Oh god!
I mean, they do okay for a period of time. But yeah,
I remember getting a sword, and it was 12 inches tall, but I started in a 5-gallon because I was just starting in fish tanks, and that thing got massive fast. So,
well, I had swords outgrow my 90. I mean, when I pulled all the big swords out of here, I'm now down to one sword, Haydai Pearl, and that's good. And when I pulled it, it was taking over my 90. I mean, I had to put it in a trash bag when I mailed it to people because it was so enormous. So don't put a sword in your 5-gallon.
It started there. Just like it's a grow out tank.
That's right. Yeah. June says that crinums are her favorite plant. She has 6 of them. Well, June has big tanks, so I could see why, and they're very sturdy, so I could see why crinum is a good choice for June. They're my favorite too. I really like them.
Juanita says, how big does the red sword get? Like the Indian red sword, flame sword, those they're like, I mean, however much space you have, they'll just keep growing.
I mean, they will outgrow a 90. If you want a small red sword, I'm growing Haydai Pearl. It's this plant right here. And, it's still pretty big. I probably would not put it in a 40. I guess you could put it in a 40. I would not put it in smaller than that. But it doesn't get too big. It's pretty reasonable, this plant right here. So, yeah, it's slower to grow. It's slower.
Yeah, I just don't like when they start shooting out so many leaves that they just start laying down and covering up, shading out all the plants. Like, no, sword, you're not in charge here.
This one is pretty well behaved. I mean, I do trim it a little bit, but it's pretty well behaved. It did split in 2, and I pulled that one off and I gave it to Bentley, and it has propagated some little so swords, they propagate when they send up a flower. They'll have a plantlet on the bloom stalk. So,
Coro says, when Kelly says 40, does she mean 40 standard or 40 breeder? I don't even think I've ever seen a 40 standard in real life.
Yeah, I would say 40 breeder. I mean, 40 standards are pretty hard to find, but they would be taller. So maybe it would be a better choice. Yeah. What's the do you know, Foxanne? What's the footprint of a 40 standard?
The 40 standard, I have no idea. We only have 40 breeders.
I know.
40 standard, I don't know.
This is a good question for people.
Are you out there? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look that one up. I don't think they're that common. So I do mean 40 breeder.
Interesting. Zen got rid of her Sukarno. That's the fate of most sword plants here. I don't want to keep playing musical tanks with them, and so nobody wants them immediately.
I see those on Planted Tank quick auctions all the time for like $25. So
people think they want them.
They think they want them, but I would say that if you're looking to make money with swords, I don't know, it feels like there would be better ways to make money, but people
I don't feel like shipping swords to random people.
I don't know. I don't want to make money with my Socarno Sword Empire, but maybe you do.
People buy crazy shit on there, like
They
plants with
do.
no chlorophyll.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I will say that basic plants that don't require CO2 are good for auctions.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, or
Well,
swaps.
breeders are always wanting the water sprite and guppy grass and floaters,
People want
random
easy
stuff like
things
that.
that
The
don't
philosopher's
require
thing.
CO2.
Mm-hmm.
So you take plants to swap, right, Foxanne?
Yes, we do. Sometimes.
Yeah. What does well?
Java moss does amazingly well. Like it's gone within the first hour usually. Saswasser Tang does well if they know what it is. But a lot of people don't know what Saswasser Tang is, so we tend to educate them on it. But it does well if they know what it is.
You mean Sasvasatang?
Same difference. We just call it sus around here. We love our sus.
Quite sus.
We've taken some tripartita, which we call tripartiti. None of that sold, surprisingly. None of the tripartita sold. So I guess we have to educate people on that more because that is an awesome plant. It's one of my favorites.
It's a pretty plant. I like it. Yeah.
Hornworts, like they like really easy plants because typically like the swaps are like hobbyists, and a lot of the hobbyists are hobbyist breeders, so they're looking for plants not just to escape with, but also for their fish, you know, to spawn, used for spawning media. So
if you're looking to grow plants for profit, you need to know where to sell them, because I can tell you that if you want to sell your Java moss, Planted Tank Quick Auctions is not a good place to go.
No, and you get much more profit if you're local. You don't have to ship it.
Yeah.
So, Foxy, you want to tell us a little bit about what these little fishies are?
So pretty.
They're one of my absolute favorite fishies. Those are the Kubotai Rasboras, also known as the neon green Rasboras. They are a very peaceful minnow fish. They reach about 3/4 of an inch to an inch in size if you can get them really old. Our oldest adults are right at an inch in size, but that's as big as they get. They are a brilliant neon green, which is very rare in the freshwater world. And under the right light, they'll have a flash of blue iridescence along their back line. They hail from Southeast Asia, from rivers and streams where the substrate is sandy, gravelly. There's a lot of marginal plants, so there's a lot of roots in the water that they can have frolic amongst. There's a lot of aquatic plants. There's a lot of driftwood, but it comes from very clear water. So they like very clean water. I highly recommend you guys, whoever's bidding on these and plans on winning them, be up on your water changes with these guys. They like their water changes. Weekly water changes do them best. Other than that, they're bulletproof. They just like their clean water and a heavily planted tank. They love heavily planted tanks. They're omnivores. They aren't very picky at what they eat, but a varied diet is important. So you want to make sure you get all the basics in, the proteins and the veggies. They'll appreciate both. And the parameters are between 72 to 79. pH can be between 6 to 7.4. We keep them about 7. They seem to be happy there. KH between 2 to 10. They're about 3 here. And we just do that with crushed coral to buffer them. And this is, we'll be auctioning off an 8-pack of these little guys. And these will be the only guys available from Pepin Creek Aquatics for the 2024 season. These were slated for Mridul. These were supposed to be Mridul's fish. So this auction will be to benefit Mridul's high school band program. So that was
and so the bid price, the final bid price will include shipping. And so with shipping, these are what, $80 value or
These we tend to charge $10 a piece for these, so it'd be $80.
Okay.
Plus shipping would be $100.
Plus
Yeah.
shipping. Okay,
That
so
would
you have
be
$100 value.
valuation.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I am going read it. If hopefully everyone read the description, same thing as Skipper's auction. A dollar sign has to be in your bid price in order for it to count. I'm going to put a 5-minute timer on, and the bidding will start at $50 and go.
And I guess we have some newer people in the chat. Welcome. We're glad you're here who might not know who Myrtle was. So Myrtle was the co-host of this show. He was one of our very best friends. He passed away in March, and we miss him very, very much. Myrtle was a fantastic musician, among so many other things. Just a gifted and talented person. But because he was a musician, his high school music program meant a lot to his life. Myrtle was a very young man. He was only 21. And this is what his parents would like to do to remember him, is to give money to his high school music program, because that meant a lot to his life. And Myrtle meant a lot to us, and we miss him dearly. And this is a good way to get some beautiful fish and to honor our friend. So,
Well said.
So yeah, so bid high, everyone.
Indeed.
And I want to say thank you to Miss Dee Dee for this idea, because we weren't sure what to do with this set of fish that were Mridul's fish. We weren't sure if we should keep them and make an in memoriam tank for us, or send them to one of the co-hosts of you guys' show. But I loved that Miss Dee Dee came up with this idea, because it benefits in two ways. Like, someone gets something very, very sentimental in the fish fan community, and his high school band program, the children will benefit from it as well. So thank you for this idea, Miss Dee Dee.
And I'm blown away already by the bid price. Chris Ladd, welcome to the stream. $125 high bid so far.
And these are beautiful fish. You're not going to find healthier Kubotai Rasboras anywhere, probably on Earth. Let's just put it that way. Maybe on other planets, okay? Maybe on other planets, but not on Earth. So
you won't find them as well loved. These guys
homebred and the best shipping in the game.
I mean,
you'll have 100% live arrival rate this year so far.
Yes, and last year.
And last year.
I mean, look at all that baby brine they're eating. Those are some
Those are the parents. So those parents are about 2 years old.
Mm.
We seem to get the biggest spawn out of them when they're about 2 years old. And those are the big spawn that they let off this late winter.
Yeah.
And they're so very healthy and happy. And just know, the better your lighting and the more heavily planted your tank is, the more they shine.
Yeah.
And these would be happy in a small tank, right, Foxanne?
Yes, they would. An 8-pack of these guys would be very happy in a heavily planted 10-gallon.
Nice. So, this.
And they're not very picky about their foods. Right here, we've been feeding them a steady diet of live hatching baby brine shrimp, but they're not very picky. They'll take micro pellets. You can feed them flake food. We don't like to feed flake food here. But minus the spirulina flake, so I lied there. We feed a little bit of spirulina, but we feed a lot of Dr. Basilier, AgCore foods, crushed tetratropical granules, because we believe in LRB. They're not very picky. They're very, very active, peaceful, happy fish.
Wanted to acknowledge, where was it? Sorry. Someone came in. Bob Bravo, welcome. Said, I have 10 Kubotais. Just want to say they are full of energy. They eat at lightning speed.
Nice. They're beautiful little fish.
And they're not afraid of people. So like they might swim away from the front of the tank when you first approach, but they're eagerly back at the front.
Nice. I love a food motivated fish.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very rainbow minded. So they're just beautiful little dumb fish. They just swim with no purpose, just back and forth, just living life, being happy and pretty. And
nice. That's what I'm looking for in a fish, like outgoing and dumb.
Yeah, they're not like planning anything, like some Rasboras, like those emeralds. They'll plan things, but these guys are just happy to be.
Nice. I've never kept these before, but they've always been on my list. They're very beautiful little fish.
I first discovered these guys through Rachel O'Leary a long time ago, and she was tubbing these guys outside. And I just fell in love with them when I first saw them, and I had to have them. And I'm always going to have these guys. I love them so much.
Cool. Have you ever done them in a tub?
I'm afraid to put them outside because I love them so much. I don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
I get that.
So we have a winner. Sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to make sure we got that in there. We have Kalish is the high bidder at $130.
Nice job.
Well, thank you so much for that.
And I really know that she will love them and give them a good home.
Yes, she will. In fact, she has some other fish she's coming from that she won from Skipper's auction this weekend. So
nice. Yay. It's like Christmas getting new fish. I love getting it. I know. And I have gotten fish from Foxanne before, and I still have them. Every single fish I've gotten from her, I have. They're all doing so well. So.
Yay.
Yay.
It really is like Christmas getting new fish. I just got some new, not fishies, but I just got some shrimpies in from Miss Dee Dee. Some orange neocaradinas and some more raccoon caradinas. Oh my goodness, I love my trash pandas so very much. They're doing so great. So thank you so much for those, Miss Dee Dee. They're doing awesome.
Nice. I hear a baby.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it a baby or a cat?
It's the grandbaby. She's not feeling the best today.
Oh, well, that's okay. She can feel her feelings. That's okay. She has things to say.
Oh, these guys. These are the Aves Boesemani. And just like every other fish, they're hard to film. They like to flare first thing in the morning when the lights are off. So we try to get the best video of them and that we could. But we love these guys. They are beautiful. These are the parents. The breeders are from Dan's Fish. We do have a photo of the juveniles in the folder, I believe, that I sent you. So the juveniles are just starting to come into color. They won't be this big. We like to send our fishies on the smaller side so you can watch them grow up. But the Aves Creek Boesemani are collection point specific from Aves Creek. They reach about 4 to 6 inches in size. 6 inches is a max size right before the end of their life, which is about 5 years depending. Yeah. Yes, they need a big tank. They need a bigger tank. So they have more intense coloration than a standard Boesemani. They get really dark in the face. They'll have a bright yellow belly with an intense orange tail. And when in spawning mode, they flash like an almost neon light from their face down their dorsal fin. It's beautiful to see. The males spawn every morning. They're daily spawners, gorgeous. Let's see what else I have written down here. Because they're very active fish, you want a bigger tank. You could technically get away with the 40, but really these guys really are active fish and they love to swim. So you want to have more of a 55 gallon footprint for them to cruise in. A 4-foot would be great.
Yeah.
They appreciate planted tanks, but please don't have anything sharp because like Bentley and Kelly say, they are beautiful idiots. They will ram into and accidentally poke themselves on the sharp things. So anything smooth decor you want with them. They love heavily planted tanks and they like for them to swim. They're not very picky eaters, but they do have smaller throats, so you don't want to give them anything that they can choke on. So like micro pellets, if you're going to do pellets, if you feed flakes, that's fine. We like to feed them also live baby brine shrimp as well. But they aren't generally too picky. You just have to be careful about what they can eat so it doesn't get stuck in their throats. And that's about it. Temperatures, we keep them between, they like to be about 70 to 80. We keep them about 80 degrees. pH between 7 to 8. We keep them about 7. GH anywhere between 75 to 300 parts per million, and we have them about 120. So, but this will
I didn't
be
see a picture of the juveniles in that folder that you showed, but I imagine the juveniles are just they're not quite colored up like this, but you just got to be patient with rainbows.
Yeah.
And
so I got
put one in there. Let me see if I
yeah.
can put one on this
Well,
end.
I got the brothers and sisters of these last year from Foxan, and mine are still small. So Aves Creek, actually Boesemani in general, are pretty slow to grow. So mine are still small. However, mine colored up, I would say within a month, because they were very healthy. Even though they were very tiny, they were the size maybe of a tetra. And they're still not very, very big, because Boesemani are probably maybe the slowest growing rainbow. So you could start these in a 40 breeder and keep them there for a year or two even, but you would eventually want to move them up to, like, let's say something that's at least a 4-foot tank. But mine have the siblings of this, they have beautiful vibrant coloration. They look just as good as I've had adults now for almost 4 years, my Aves Creek. And rainbows are very long-lived fish. They can live 10 years. And, the Aves Creek is a really good catch location. I highly recommend them. They're very bright orange tails, and their front is got really nice coloration too. So the females are more drab. That's just how.
I mean, this is kind of what a female looks like. This was probably going to be a male just from looking at the tail.
And I see a notch in the dorsal fin too, which sometimes can help you tell. But yeah, this one is probably going to be a male. The females are much more drab, but you need a male and a female if you want to make babies. So
so here's a female.
And they're
pouting.
This is this is kind of what they look like just generally every day. They're like way even more fired up than this whenever it's spawning time.
That by the time lights come on, they're colored down.
Some rainbows, they look very different in different moods. So they have kind of a drab minnow look some of the time, but not Boesemani. They always look good.
I would say Boesemani and Kamakas, they always have some amazing colors to them.
Yeah, Kamakas do always look good.
Oh, yeah.
Just depends on the rainbow.
So Eduardo is asking if he has these, if y'all sent those to him.
I'm not sure, Eduardo. I'm not sure. Do you see any in any of your tanks?
Do they have orange tails? Because you only have Aves Creek Boesemani going, right? Do you have any other Boesemani?
I think we might have sent him Kamakas. I'm not sure if you got the Aves Creek
yet or not. Because you don't have like Itinjo Boesemanis, do you?
No, we prefer the Aves.
Okay. So if you got half orange fish from Foxy and Peplin, they're these.
We have the Aves Creek Boesemani, and we have the Rosario Lacour strain Boesemani, which stay much smaller than the Aves.
Cool. Kalish has a point. She says, buy them anyway, Eduardo. So there you go.
Well, Geek says, do better at keeping track of other people's fish.
I'm sorry, I can never be Jenna's level. Okay,
we're doing our best, but yeah. So Eduardo says he has 8 different rainbows. He doesn't know.
Add some more.
Alrighty.
It's true. Get some
Dang,
more.
he's got more rainbow species than I do. I need to catch up.
How many do you think I have? I think I have 10 or
I was
12.
thinking, how many do I have? We have one,
Dang.
2, 3,
I mean, but I'm always looking to get more because I have a problem.
I think we have 7 or 8 different rainbows at this point. In part thanks to Kelly, you started this.
I only have
and
5.
I know, and I'm trying to get them even more rainbows. I'm trying to get them eggs from all my friends.
We're waiting.
All right, let's get this auction started. I guess we'll start the bidding again at 50.
Nice.
And again, it is shipping is included with your final bid price, and the timer starts now.
So $50 would be a steal for these
Yeah.
rainbows. So because rainbows are from Dan's Fish, a great source. These are about $20 a fish. So there you go,
Mhm.
Eduardo. That's
At Market Kills, we sell these guys for $17 a piece. We like to be fair.
yeah. And they're worth it because they'll live 10 years. They're very long lived. So Audra Meyer is body shaming rainbows. Come on.
The slimmer
All bodies
body
are
types.
beautiful. All bodies are beautiful. Real fish have curves.
Honestly, I'm gonna say I was not into true rainbow fish at first because I wasn't into that big bulbous round body and that pinched face, but it's different when you have them and you watch them grow from their little baby forms all throughout their awkward teenage stage into their young adult, into their older adult form. It's just graceful evolution. It's not just like cute little fish to bulbous, weird looking creature. No, you just watch them evolve into this beautiful
a big male rainbow is so colorful.
Yes,
so beautiful. Scotty says he likes them thick. So there.
Eduardo's still the high bidder at 100.
This is a steal for these rainbows because they're expensive fish. So, and Dee Dee says, just remember, if you want to help support the music program fund, you can just send some PayPal. That's right. You can just send some PayPal and it will all go to the students. You know, sheet music and reeds are expensive. So we're helping kids out.
Cora says, so ugly fish are an acquired taste? No, well, what is ugly to one is beautiful to another. So
you're an acquired taste, Coro. There.
So I should have been looking at my PayPal account because we got money rolling in donations.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you, everyone.
So wanted to say thank you to Mark Sterlson, New Local Austin, and Dee Dee. And between the three of them, that is an additional $250 that we get to send to the music program.
That's so nice. That's
plus
really
these fish prices.
Nice.
Oh, and while I was looking down, Matt snuck in with the $125 bid.
Nice. Matt, these fish are going to be incredible in that big tank. Because here's the thing about rainbows. The bigger tank you put them in, the faster they grow and the more glorious they will look. My friends who have 200-gallon tanks, their rainbows put mine to shame. I mean, it's really amazing.
You can just imagine what they look like in such a big space.
Yeah, it's totally. Yeah, they're going to look incredible. You're going to love those. Unless somebody outbids you, in which case they're going to love them.
And thanks, Vibes, for the 13 months membership.
Nice.
Don't forget, guys, all this money is going to Mridul's high school band program. So this is all options for Mridul. So
that's right. These are for some kids. I mean, I think we all know that music programs are the first to get cuts. Teachers are trying to do a lot with very little funds. And music is so important in people's lives. So
55 seconds. I don't know what the delay is, but oh my goodness.
Eduardo's playing to win. You sniper.
You're
150
awesome,
to Eduardo.
And I want to say thank you again to Stephen and Kelly for hosting this. I greatly appreciate you guys holding this auction here. I felt like this was the appropriate place to have the auctions for Metro. So thank you for allowing us the space today.
Well, we love having you here. You are always welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, Bob's Team Fought says more music. Yes, here. I agree.
Thanks, Bob. Member for 9 months. Oh, and that's a snipe, but we're gonna say going once. We gotta give Eduardo a chance to answer back here. And then I'm gonna type in chat. Oh, $200. $200 going once. Oop, here we go. Then I will type in chat. Going twice.
Oh, God, there's a cat barfing. God damn it.
Blip, blip.
I hear it.
What a lovely sound. And I'm declaring this one sold to Eduardo, $200.
Nice. Congratulations, Eduardo.
Thank you so much, Eduardo.
Beautiful.
So that is, we have $250 in donations, and then what is this? $335, if I remember correctly, in auction. So whatever that math is, that I don't feel like doing in my head.
That's pretty good, but
that's really good.
I think if you'll indulge me, I'd like to add an auction too.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So I divided my water lilies, and I have one left. Stephen, I've sent you pictures of it. It's called Helvula. It is a mini water lily, the miniest itty bitty 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 tiny water lily.
You sent me pictures recently, like email.
No, I messaged you it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this one is called Helvula, and it is the tiniest water lily. You can grow it in a whiskey barrel. This is an outdoor water lily. They retail for about $40, plus shipping. If you buy them in a garden center, they're about $50. However, you can never find this variety. It's very, very difficult to find. It's extremely easy to grow. I will give you planting directions for it. I don't have this one available to give to people every year because I only divide it every other year. So,
when did you send me this? I don't see it.
I would have sent it to you do you want me? I'll send it again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like if you.
Yeah, I'll send it again. Hang on. I grew it last year. Let's see.
It's the one I'm thinking of. This is an adorable lily.
It is so cute. It is the tiniest of water lilies. It blooms very profusely. It needs full sun. Let's say it needs like at least 5 hours a day of full sun. So it can be in the shade the rest of the day, but it needs some full sun. So these flowers are about 1.25 inches, maybe inch and a quarter. It flowers very, very profusely. I will send you complete planting directions to grow it. If you follow my directions, you will have excellent success. It is hardy zones, I think 3 through 10, which is the entire United States. I mean, even parts of Alaska it can grow in. Yeah, so Geek Boy says, I don't think I have anywhere in my yard that gets 5 full hours of sun. Yeah, I mean, it will put out pads, but it probably won't bloom. So you need some sun. But even a very tiny tub, a whiskey barrel, is fine. And he says, do not deviate from her instructions. I mean, they do work. You can also follow the instructions in Ted Coletti's book, will work well too. But these are very easy to grow. The plant I'll send you is very, very tiny, but rest assured it will grow. It will grow just fine for you. So Hip Hop Hillbilly asks a 40 breeder. If it's an outdoor 40 breeder, yes. But these are outdoor plants. These are not, I would not grow these indoors. They need temperate climates, so they need to go dormant in the winter. You know, they're not an indoor plant. So, but if you had an outdoor 40 breeder, you could grow it in it. But if any tub you have will pretty much do just fine, as long you don't want to put this like in a 7-foot deep pond because it is pretty tiny. So, but yeah, as Nancy says, I was a good lily keeper last year. I followed instructions. Yeah, she did. And she had great success. This one is very easy to grow. So, and I will match up to $100. So
nice. So Amisa has paid. Eduardo has paid, and he sent an additional $100 donation on top of it.
Oh, Eduardo.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, Eduardo. Thank you guys so very much.
Yeah. And Eduardo says, I just got 2 40-gallon ponds. Easy as good. I have a friend down in Florida who has grown water lilies from me, and they've done just fine. You probably don't want these in like all day baking sun because it does get really hot down there. So, but let's say, if it has a few hours of sun and a few hours of shade, it'll be just fine. They're very easy. Yeah, and Matt says, I barely followed her instructions last year. Yeah. So, I mean, these are easy. Oh, and Matt's already bidding $100. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Well, let me start that timer then.
I guess we better start it. Oh, so Brian says that these are in a deeper pond. I haven't sent you this variety. This one would have to go in a small pond because this is a very tiny lily.
Now you sent us 3 types of lilies last year. 2 came up for us. I'm not sure what happened to the middle one, but I
didn't send this to anyone last year because I didn't divide this one last year, and for some reason you can't find this one anywhere, so it is difficult to find. So I don't know.
Leaves are just coming up in the pond this year. That's 7 feet deep, and they're just popping up now.
Yeah, for bigger water lilies, that's fine. This little guy would rather be, let's say, no more than like 3 feet deep, and I would rather go maybe 1.5 foot deep. So yeah. So this one is a itty bitty baby, and it's very pretty. Blooms like crazy. If you fertilize it, it'll bloom even more. But I will give you all the directions for how to do it. So just one. This is for one water lily. Just one.
And hi, Candy.
And Geek Boy has also sent a donation as well.
Nice.
Thank you, Geek Boy.
Coral Works says Kelly from De Beers. I mean, it's true. I mean, some scarcity of the economy. Yeah. Matt's feet are also wet. So $100 is pretty hard to beat for water lilies. So.
I mean, we are at $755, and that's not including this lily at all.
Wow. You guys are amazing, and you're just gonna make some kids' lives better. So and I'll pay shipping on this, So, and I'll even throw in a little bit of fertilizer for you.
And Fat Kitty. Keep bidding,
I will not throw in Fat Kitty.
Matt, don't put in Fat Kitty. Bet against yourself.
No.
Fat Kitty makes fertilizer, though.
He does. I think that he was the one barfing in my office, though. So, do you want? I'm going to think about that.
Yeah, we recently sent.
Yeah,
we recently sent that school 500. So like, this is incredible.
It's amazing. I mean,
that's neutral,
right, and that's really going to make such a difference. And I hope it comforts his parents too, because they're hurting. So it's a nice way to remember him.
Yeah.
So Shady Grady says, I have the perfect tub for it, but my pot of gold is not full enough for this, Lily. And I don't think I'll have any of this next year, because this one doesn't need to be divided every year. This one can get away with every other year. And you don't need a giant pot for it. You can plant it in something, let's say, the size of like a dog bowl or a Cool Whip tub. It doesn't need to be very big. So it's a small water lily.
Cool Whip.
And Matt says, it makes me so happy. I really wanted to send them $1,000, and now we've done that. Thank you all. Mm-hmm. It is awesome. I mean, yeah. And I know they can do a lot with that money. That's going to buy a lot of reeds and sheet music. So.
Oh, yeah.
Because Myrtle was an oboe player, among other instruments. He played many instruments, but he played the oboe, which was a double reed instrument. So.
Oh, we got another bid.
Oh,
I was looking down. Oh wait,
lad.
Oh wait, no, he was asking. Sorry, wait. Did he
I'm
type
confused.
in a bid? Yeah, I'm confused. Did he type in a bid?
Geek Voices Kelly should send them bassoon sheet music. I mean, I could like. Actually, this right here is not bassoon sheet music because it has two clefs. So this is a piano part. But I haven't looked at all the sheets in there. So maybe some of it is bassoon sheet music.
Maybe it's a sheet per instrument.
Well, it could be a duet, something that I think bassoon reads bass clef. So it would have to be a duet with someone who reads treble clef too.
So I was looking down. I want to check because it's not showing on the StreamYard side. So I just want to pause the timer and go check on the YouTube side.
Matt says, Kelly, can you say loud? Brittany, quiet. You can wait really loud. Brittany, quiet. Can you wait? I don't know why I'm doing that, but okay, why not?
You're telling his dog to hold it so he can be here to bid.
Oh, Eduardo, you madman.
Eduardo.
There we go.
Eduardo made me bid, Dee Dee said.
Yeah, sometimes StreamYard does not show chats that appear in YouTube, and it's weird. Like that happened on McStreamy.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I was having a weird thing with YouTube chat directly on YouTube earlier where like new comments were being like filled, like stuck in between the older comments in chat. They weren't populating correctly. I was getting all kinds of confused, which isn't very hard to do. Jenna said, don't forget to restart the timer.
Oh, can you tell I don't do this a lot? All right, there we go. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I don't see any other bids. So we're going to say congratulations and thank you so much, Eduardo.
Nice.
Congratulations, Eduardo.
Nice. And Stephen, do you have Eduardo's address and email address?
It's been a while since I've sent him anything. So Eduardo, if you've been living in the same place for years, then I do have his address.
Just in case I also have it.
Okay, good. Because I want to send these out tomorrow. So
okay.
I'm going to box them up tonight because I want to get them out of here before it gets hot. So
And so the winners of our auctions know tonight we only mail out on Mondays, so we will be mailing your fishies out next Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to get these out tonight. Hopefully it's not too hot where you are. I have had good luck shipping them to Florida, though. So hopefully they'll be okay. So, and I will cover shipping, and I'll match $100. So I'm going to PayPal that right now before I forget. Let's
Awesome.
see.
And then maybe you give us a grand total by the end of the stream.
That's right.
Yep, I'm checking. Eduardo again sending more money than the value of the auction. He just sent another 200. So, wow. So we are gonna reach over 1,000.
Wow. Well, you know, Eduardo is a teacher, and he knows the good that this can do. So,
especially the arts. Arts ain't got no money.
That's right. So, I think this is a wonderful way to honor our friend. I just sent my money. So, wow, this is amazing. I'm very, very touched. So,
me too.
I'm trying not to cry.
I know we're trying not to. We're trying really hard.
So,
maybe failing.
Guys, thank you so very much. This is going to mean the world to those kids. And he's out there watching over us. You know, he's smiling down for this. So thank you so very much. Thank you.
Oh, where did Kelly go?
She might have needed a moment.
No.
But thank you guys so very much.
Yeah, very much appreciated. Oh, there she is. Did you press a button?
I did. I did. So, but that'll help people's bingo cards.
Oh yeah, panelist randomly disappears. That's a tough one.
That's right. It is a tough one. So, and Eduardo says he meant a lot to many of us who wanted a chocolate pudding wrestle. Right,
Indeed,
Stephen and
yeah.
Dee? That's right. So, this is a good way to honor him. So, yeah. So, well, I think maybe it's a good place to end it.
Yeah, I got to get back to work anyway. And so the grand total is $1,055.
Wow.
Fantastic. Wow.
Thank you guys so very much for that. These kids are going to benefit so very much from that. So that makes a grand total donated to his school overall of $1,555. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you all so very much.
That's awesome. And wow.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. Even if you couldn't bid, it was very much appreciated for y'all to be here and support. Thank you to everyone who donated. This far exceeded anything that I expected.
Yeah, I mean the generosity of the Fish Fam.
Fish Fam comes through.
I suppose it shouldn't even surprise me now because
I know
it's amazing. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you. Well, I'll see y'all Friday. We'll be back for Wet Your Plants on Monday.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.